Coach Greg, and today I just wanted to share with you the 3, I'll call it dumbest or biggest mistakes that I made in terms of supplementation. So it's basically a warning to be careful when you're taking supplements because you never know what you might take by accident, okay? So in order. This is the 3rd least dumb thing that I did. Okay, so basically before bed every night, I take something called Go Dark. And what I did was by accident, because the bottles look exactly the same, is I took F10, which is a fat burner. So I'm trying to go to sleep. I take my Go Dark and I'm laying there and I'm like, I can't sleep. And so I end up not being able to sleep, ended up staying up all night and working on the computer, which at the time was probably a good thing because I had a lot of work to do. But it just goes to show how simple, like it looks the same. So I just go in the cupboard and grab it and boom, I take 3, so it's like it's an extra amount of the fat burner because I was trying to take Go Dark. So anyway, that's one thing. Be careful if you're trying to take something that it's to help you go to sleep and you have taken something that makes you wake up. It's not a good feeling. All right. Number 2, this happened just a week ago. LGD 4033. Okay, so I switched from LGD to S4 and they were all 10 mg pills basically. So I was taking 3 in the morning and then taking more later. So by accident, because the colors of the pills were almost identical, I ended up taking 3 LGD by accident instead of 3 S4. So that's 30 milligrams at once. And obviously I'm not aware because, well, if I was aware, I wouldn't have done it. So I'm sitting there working at the computer and I'm like, man, my arms feel strong. Like, I don't know, well, maybe you guys are all natural, but when you take steroids or possibly SARMs or whatever, you get like a sense of like, almost like your veins are pulsing or there's a tightness or a pump in your arms. So I'm literally just like typing and I'm like, man, I feel strong today. It's like, I just didn't get why. And then I kept thinking about it. And then I looked and I was like, oh my goodness, I had less. And so I knew I'd taken the wrong one by accident. So if you have 2 packages of 2 things in the same cupboard and you're not like paying attention, it'd be very easy to make that mistake. I could see people taking Clen or T3 by accident or any liquid you might think that you're taking and making that mistake. And if you do this for 10 or 20 years and you do it thousands of times, it only takes that one time to make kind of a bigger mistake, right? So anyway, I ended up later in the afternoon feeling nauseous, an upset stomach. And so I was like, I went through that for about an hour. But then I ended up having a crazy good workout and being like, oh my God, I'm feeling so strong from this stuff. But that's overdosing. But although, I mean, some people probably actually take that much at once. But trust me, 30 milligrams of LGD is more than you want to take in a single dose. It had me upset stomach. I felt not comfortable, nauseous, and the whole thing. So, you know, it's a cautionary tale. Just a good thing I wasn't taking like 50 or 70 milligrams of S4 at a time, because then I would have taken 5 or 7 of those instead of, say, 1 or 2. It makes a big difference. And the worst mistake I ever made was when I was taking Superdrol for the first time in powder form, not in pill form. So it's in powder form. And I'm measuring it, and instead of measuring 10 milligrams, I measure out 100 milligrams, which is being off by a 1.1 decimal spot. Obviously, I'm not a doctor because a doctor wouldn't make a stupid mistake like that now, would they? That is like the stupidest thing you can do. It happens, well, it's not as stupid as being off by 0.001 and taking a gram instead of a milligram. If you did that, you'd be in a mess. If you did that, you would be in a mess. It's bad. It's not good at all, okay? So you do not want to make that kind of a mistake. So what happened? Well, it's 100 milligrams of Superdrol instead of 10. And a normal dose would be, say, 30 milligrams in a whole day. I took 100, and I was like, oh my God. So I'm sweating, and I'm pumped everywhere. My veins are popping out. I get upset stomach. I don't feel good. And I do end up going to the gym, and I feel good. But I'm also, like, in my head, like, oh my God, that's a lot of product for your liver to go through. So I ended up Training, being fine, but not taking any orals at all for a week after that, just to be extra cautious. And I know some people are probably morons and they take that much in a day anyway, but I did it by accident. It was a mistake. I do not suggest you ever take that much. And obviously, if it's against the law in your country, don't use anabolic steroids without the advice of your doctor or without a prescription. And so always follow the law. Do not break the law. Okay, that's very important. Do not break the law. So yeah, I felt like crazy, like headaches, stomach ache, but at the same time pumped and all that good stuff. And I am still alive right now, so that's good. But yeah, not the kind of mistake you want to make. Very easy to, and from clients and people that I've coached and people that have told me, oftentimes they'll take like Clen or T3, and instead of taking like 1 drop, they'll take like a whole dropper full, or instead of taking 0.1 ml, they take 1 ml, so they take 10 times the dose of Clen. I've seen that from quite a few people before. Be very careful about that, okay? You can definitely get yourself put into the hospital, so be on the lookout. Measure, double check before you swallow something. Be careful, okay? GregDoucette.com for coaching. Follow me as well, Instagram, Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro. We have lots of debates, discussions, old pictures that I can throw up and discuss all these good things. And until next time, I'm out.